Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Public Webinars by Frappe. This is yet another public session that we are doing right after Diwali. It's a festival in India, it's a big festival, one of the biggest, I could say. So, I hope you all enjoyed your festive days, and we have today Chinmay with us. Hello, Chinmay, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How is everyone? Happy Diwali.
Yeah, happy Diwali to everyone. Uh, are you in Mumbai right now, Chinmay?
I am in Pune, yeah,
Oh,
with
you're in
Prabha.
Pune, right, right. So, guys, like Chinmay loves doing webinar. So I'm sure people here who are sitting this webinar for, many times or who are repetitive faces here might have seen Chinmay doing other webinars. So, but people who do not know, Chinmay is the CEO and founder of Hybrowlabs Technologies. Now, Hybrowlabs is one of our silver partners, and they offer you everything from ERPNext development to business, and they organize and manage their operations. So they also help you with implementation and customization and whatever ongoing support that your businesses needs on the tech side. So thank you so much, Chinmay, for giving us your time and doing yet another session with us. And today's session, guys, is going to be on India payroll. So as you all must be knowing that uh, ERPNext has this extensive India payroll setup. So now Chinmay is going to walk us through and help us to manage our payrolls and tax compliances in India. So we'll see how it automates all your salary calculations, all your tax calculations, reporting, and make your payroll easier for your businesses. So over to you, Chinmay. Let's see what we have in for all our folks today.
Thank you for the intro. I'll just, brief a little bit about how we got started. We took up a large scale project. We do projects which are I mean, generally on a larger scale where we are really testing capabilities of ERPNext, and payroll was one of their requirements. Uh, in an enterprise setup with all the rules and regulation, we got to know the difficulties customers are facing and what a enterprise grade payroll should be. At that time, we decided that this should be something that every customer should be able to avail of, and not just build a one-off customization for this client. So this is an open source payroll module that you can avail, install, and we are working with the Frappe team to kind of make it available as a compliance app, just like India compliance. Uh, so let's go ahead and see what are the challenges right now. So the current payroll module is it has the core structure uh, built properly. It is really configurable and customizable, but as an implementer or as a user, managing the payroll is a really difficult task, and configuring the payroll takes an enormous effort. So the that is the primary challenge we are solving. We are looking to have standard tax configurations readily available, pre-built default settings that are relevant to India already present. So, example of that will be tax exemption categories, income tax regimes, tax rates, all these things. And we also want to take responsibility of making sure this data is up to date and managed properly. So that is one thing. Go. Let's jump into action. Let's see what is available. So this works on the Frappe HR. This is a custom module. You can install this. So when you install this, what we get is uh, you know first of all, like a advanced payroll management. We have worked with Frappe to add in the employee benefits, payroll correction, and India specific rules and regulations are present in the India payroll. So let's get started and actually see what's there. Um, we have a page where you can come in and configure a set of components that are required. Okay, so this list will have all the components that are usually required for the organization, and you can simply do a one-click add. And these will get added into your salary components, and some customizations, if required, will be automatically enabled. There, in some cases, custom fields will be created, so on and so forth, right? But the idea is that you don't have to go in, configure, and customize. This control panel will allow you to configure all these things in one single click. So once you have done this, salary components will get created. I will walk through one single component first. Okay. What all options we have added? Um, so we have added arrear as a concept. We have added is part of CTC as a checkbox. Then we have also added uh, one more field, which is for the income tax actually, which is applicable for which income tax regime. Um, just a second. I'll check that. But essentially, we will sometimes what happens, certain components are not applicable to a particular regime. So we have added in that functionality also. Um, s- you don't have to configure this all. What will happen is based on the additions that you have done in the configurator, these components will get automatically added, and the configuration will be available by default. Okay, so the next thing that we will have to do is build our salary structure. So our salary structures work the same way it does in a normal Frappe HR context. For someone who is not, in the know of the Frappe HR, like how it works, uh, let me just take a quick detour. I'll explain. So we have salary components. Using the salary components, we create a salary structure, and in the salary structure, we are specifying the formula for each component. So based on this formula, we are, the Frappe will calculate the salary of the um, particular, the salary component based on the formula. So we have base, and these variables are coming from the salary structure assignment. So we had salary structure, salary component, then we had salary structure, and then we have salary structure assignment. So when you add salary structure components uh, and automatically customizations are created and fields are added from that payroll configurator that we have created. So by default, in the vanilla Frappe HR, we do not get um, these components. But when you add these components, you are able to see minimum wages, allowances, which are very specific to the Indian payroll context. Now, you can create only one salary, you can create a salary structure, add these components, and simply enable these when you want to apply whichever um, configuration that you want to do for employee. So for example, this employee Vijay, uh, will will have a configuration whether he want to take minimum wages allowances that he want to avail, and based off that his salary computation will happen. Okay, so that is the most important part. Secondly, few things that come by default is the income tax slabs and their configuration. So when you install the payroll module, all these slabs will be maintained by us and will be updated in a timely fashion uh, based on the yearly budget announcements. So this is the basic salary component, uh, the and salary structure um, configuration that is there that you can avail. Okay, so moving ahead, just a second. So let's take a quick look at the kind of salary structure components that we are making available, and the context and the rules and regulations of the uh, uh, you know that are available. So first is LWF, which is labor minimum wages, and based off that we are having the state-wise configuration where you can specify the minimum wage, LW, and frequency, based off which if you just configure the LWF for your state. If LWF is available, then LWF will start coming in the salary structure. Another thing that is present is the uniform allowances. Okay, so what happens is certain uh, allowances are tax exempt, and uniform allowance, food coupon, medical allowance are a few examples of those, and they have certain uh, um, rules and regulations that govern it. Like it cannot, it can be certain 5,000, 6,000 per month. Food coupon can be 2,000 per month. So based off that, we can configure. And we have given an option for the employee to decide whether he can, if they want to just take, let's say, uh, 2,000 per month as the allowance, then they can do that also. Then EPF, so Provident Fund calculation is automatically done using the EPF configuration. You just have to configure the EPF, and EPF will get applied. Then NPS stands for National Percent Pension Scheme, uh, and standard percentage of NPS is 12%. But uh, it's not necessary that 12% needs to be taken up. It can be a specific amount also. It is discretionary of the employee. Lastly is the ESIC, which is the employee state insurance. Again, ESIC is mandatory for employees with, I guess, 10,000, less than 10,000, 9,500 salary. And so in that case, you will have option to opt in for ESIC. Employees who have more than that salary also can avail ESIC. So it is, is something we have kept it configuration. And last is the professionals tax. Each state has a different tax, and we are able to configure that tax based on the state of the employee. So you will just have to specify the state, and the tax calculation will happen. So for example, in Maharashtra, it's 200 per month for male, and in the month of February, the the amount is a little higher. So you can see the components that are configured. So, for example, we have configured these uh, components. all of this. Okay, right? So based on the salary, it will automatically calculate based on your state and uh, I mean, there are some each state has a different rules and regulation. So, for example, here we can see in West Bengal, uh, if the employee is a apprentice or a trainee or an intern, there is no profession tax. So, we have enabled that in the system. Karthik is asking, is PF can deduct automatically as per employee state? Karthik, yes, the PF is deducted automatically as per employee. As per my understanding, PF is not state specific. PT is profession tax is state specific. Okay. So I have given a high level overview of the modules. Then we have a few things such as the tax regimes. So, as I mentioned previously, these tax regimes will be coming pre-configured. And when you configure these regimes, uh, we have added functionality which is India specific, such as switching the regime, etc. So, let's take a look at the same. Before that, let's take a look at the CTC breakup. So now let's say you have configured the salary of the employee. Uh, in the India payroll, we have done some customization. First customization is the differentiation between the CTC, um, um, then the salary slip uh, that is there. So CTC might have multiple components, and your salary may have a different set of components. So as an employee, employee can see a CTC breakup and summary of how his CTC is coming into place. So, for example, 8 lakh is the CTC. Even though these are the deductions, these are the cost to the company. So, these are calculated as part of the CTC of the employee. Uh, Urvish is asking, as an HR, will the system show me the best tax regime? We'll be looking into that. Karthik is asking, okay, so need to configure like in Ahmedabad, it is 300, maybe different for other city or state. Also, what if a single company but different branches? So, how employee and tax law will be handled? So, Karthik, like the profession tax is based on the state to state and not based on the city. And essentially, you can configure the same just by selecting the state over here, and the system will auto calculate based on the formula and conditions that you have specified. So you just have to specify the state, and you have to ensure that in the salary structure that you are assigning to the employee, the profession tax for that state is present, right? Uh, Going ahead, so Sandeep is asking, CTC is different for uh, each employee. So, will the salary structure need to be created for each employee? No, we need to only create salary structure assignment. In Frappe HR, we are specifying the CTC over here, which is the annual, annual salary. And in the salary structure, we have an option to specify a formula. So in the formula, we are specifying base into point 0.4. Now this is completely customizable. We can have very complicated formulae based on the configuration that is required. Uh, yeah, and I was talking about the tax exemption applicable based on regime. So for some components, what happens is, for example, NPS is only available for um, NPS is available only for the old regime, and it is not deductible. It is tax deduction is not available in the new regime. So you will have a choice to configure that it is only available for old regime like this. Okay. So coming back, any questions? So Racha is asking how to enable EPF and NPS tabs in the payroll. So Racha, as I mentioned, first thing was we have the payroll configuration page. Just a second. Here you can first add these components. When you click on add, it will do the necessary configuration and customization in the ERP. Okay, once you do this so the system, like just clicking it, it will add and then it will be visible. You need to first install the India payroll module. So first you will need to install the India payroll module. It is available on GitHub. Right? So once you install this, you will gain an access to all these things. I hope this is clear to you. Moving ahead, we talked about this. We talked about the salary breakup. So this breakup will get generated in the ERP uh, based on the CTC configuration that you are doing. CTC config, you just have to put in the CTC based on the formula and other configurations that you have done. The CTC breakup will be available. Okay. Now moving ahead, salary structure assignment is a one-time thing for a payroll period. Once you have payroll period generally from April to March kind of thing. So one time you have to do if there is an increment, you might have to create a new salary structure assignment. Now once you have created a salary structure assignment, then just like how you run the payroll in the payroll through the payroll entry, you can run the payroll where you will select the payroll frequency, then the employees, then accounting project, then you will create the salary slips and review and then post the salary slips. So this is the standard process that is available in the, I mean that we are not changing anywhere. Okay. Going ahead, we will talk about a few set of features that we are adding. Uh, One such thing is in the declaration. So there used to be a lot of confusion, and it is really tricky to know all the laws and regulations of the payroll and all the tax exemption categories, etc. And the rules are something we need to keep managing. So what we have done is by default, when you install this module, all these categories are available by default. So all of this is available by default, and these are mapped accordingly. So when you map this out, what you need to do is uh, just ask the employee to fill in the tax exemption document. That also we have made it much easier to fill out. So uh, as an employee, I can come here and I can first change the regime. If I change the regime, my tax calculation will change, automatically change. It will start working on the particular regime. So for example, if I am availing NPS in the old regime and I change it to a new regime, automatically, in order to ensure the payroll calculation is correct, we will ensure that the tax calculation is coming correct. NPS is made as the tax deductible in the new regime, and so on and so forth. This way, we will ensure, and we have ran the payroll for 15,000 employees for enterprises, and we have validated all the rules and regulations that are needed to configure and run the payroll correctly. Okay. As an employee, I get a very clear interface where uh, I get all the details, which all exemptions I am applying for, and this will automatically, calculate and create a tax exemption and projection report, which will tell me uh, where I am going to incur more taxes. Based on this, I can actually change and do my tax planning. So as an employee, I get a lot of flexibility as to how my tax calculation is happening and which regime to select, and I can change my regime from time to time based on my tax planning status. Right? Karthik is asking, am I allowed to hold any employee's salary in payroll? So definitely, when you do a payroll entry, now this is part of the standard payroll, Frappe payroll, Frappe HRMS. So when you do the payroll entry, you can mark is salary withheld. Now, the beauty is when you run the payroll entry, the payroll will be running, salary slip will be going, but it will be marked as a liability because we are to be paying the employee and we have withheld. So the accounting impact is also happening correctly. Okay. Rachna is asking, tax declaration is available as part of the India payroll module. Yes, tax declaration is part of the India payroll module. Okay. Going ahead. So we talked about the tax declaration, tax regime. We also talked about the exemption management. Now we'll be talking about flexible benefits module. Uh, Jeevan is asking, will this get integrated with attendance with ESSL biometric machine and do attendance as per company policy? Yes, definitely. So Frappe has a full-fledged HRMS module, which includes leave shift attendance. And we as Hybrowlabs have done significant work in implementing um modules uh, like the leave shift management and the payroll integration with the attendance. So we can integrate different types of devices through in a API driven fashion uh, in a very robust format. Manisha, I'll come back to the your question a little later. Rachna is asking, Frappe HRMS, ERPNext HRMS are same or different? So Rachna, Frappe HR and ERPNext HR are the same product. Uh, Initially, ERPNext had a HR module, but we have separated it out as a separate application, and you have an option to install Frappe HR. Now, based on the Frappe HR, we have the India payroll module, which allows you to do the India specific payroll configuration in a quick fashion. Going ahead, we are talking about flexible benefits management. So, what are flexible benefits, right? So, there are certain benefits that uh, in the old regime, companies can give to an employee, and if they are given to the employee, they become tax exempt. I think it will be much easier to explain through an example. So let's go back to our salary structure that we were looking at. So in the salary structure assignment, okay. So here we have flexible benefits. Now, let's take a example of driver allowance. Okay, so what happens is if if the company is allocating certain amount as the driver allowance, I can I can basically configure uh, this amount, and this amount will be paid in a monthly fashion. It will be accrued in a monthly fashion. So, for example, the driver allowance is petrol allowance is 60,000. That is 5,000 per month. So 5,000 per month will be accrued. It will not be paid. Okay. And employee has to do a benefit claim. When the employee does a benefit claim, this allowance will be added to the employee's salary as a tax exempt component. Okay, so on the claimed amount, the tax employee will not have to pay the income tax. Okay, but in case if the employee does not give any claims and there is no benefit claim that is created by the employee, these allowances will be considered tax deductible. So tax will be calculated on this, and then it will be adjusted. Okay, so this is employee benefits. So in this, every month when we are configuring the employee benefits, we are accruing a certain amount. Just a minute. So you can see over here, we have the benefit ledger, which is a custom doc type we have created. So whenever a payroll is running, we are calculating the benefits that need to be accrued. These benefits are accrued, which are accrued, will come up over here. And secondly, so this is all accrual. Similar to the accrual, we will have a transaction that will be created when a benefit is dispersed. Okay. So what happens is, let's say I apply for a benefit claim and my claim is approved, it will get paid out. So there will be another entry that will be created, uh, which will be paid out with the salary. Okay. So this is the concept of employee benefit that is there. Please note this is a very important requirement when we are running payroll, like in a manufacturing setup or um, payroll for a lot of people. Employee benefits is a regular thing that is provided, and when it is provided, it is a very big hassle because benefits are calculated based on the payment days. if an employee has not um been present for like 5 days, the benefit accrued will be deducted by the 5 days equivalent, right? So this is all managed in the employee benefit ledger. Going ahead, we'll talk about employee loan management. Now you will ask, how is loan management connected with the HR? Employees do take loan, but what is its significance on the payroll? So the significance of the payroll comes with the idea of loan perquisite. So what is a loan perquisite? Loan perquisite, let's take a notional understanding with an example. With an example, let's say I am taking a loan, giving a loan to an employee for a 1 lakh rate, 1 lakh rupees. Let's say uh, I am giving an interest-free loan to the employee. Okay, if that loan is interest-free, uh, then whatever that interest that I could have gained would be would be an income to me. And I am giving that income in an indirect manner to the employee. So, for example, if I take 1 lakh, not back, I mean, just mota like as an approximation, 12,000 rupees is the interest. That 12,000 rupees interest is the income of the employee because he is not paying that interest, he is taking an interest free loan. And such situation can happen. Okay, there might be a 3% interest. Then we need to calculate that perquisite. Okay, this concept is called perquisite. Loan perquisite is for case when perquisite is related to loan. SBI personal interest rate is used in calculation of the loan perquisite. So we have a loan module here where we are calculating the loan, and this is part of the Frappe ecosystem, uh, which will allow you to configure. So you can have a loan application, then the loan will be created, then it will have a repayment schedule. Here in repayment schedule, you can see loan perquisite is getting calculated. Now loan interest is calculated on the period in a monthly fashion. So the perquisite amount is gradually decreasing. So all this configuration and calculation is managed by the India payroll. You do not have to do anything, right? And we have also added a few features in the loan for the purpose of withholding the loan or changing the amount or stuff like that. Lot of times, what employee want to do is they will say, come and say, please withhold the loan deduction from my salary for this month because it is Diwali, right? So we should be able to enable that. So we have given the option, and our system will automatically reconfigure all the calculation directly from that one action. I see a lot of questions. Let me just quickly take those up. I'll start with um, so I'll share the repo. Raghav, the repo is different. Um, so Raghav was asking the link of repo. I'll share the link after the webinar. Um, Gopi is asking, employee benefit ledger is created automatically. Yes, employee benefit ledger is created automatically. Um, you do not have to do anything, and it is maintained automatically. I am just giving you a glimpse of the how the internals work. Jeevan is asking how do we, so we'll connect with you and we'll help you out. How the shift schedule managed in ERPNext and its reflection according to payroll, if suddenly changed in shift schedule of the employee, how managed reflect in attendance. Jeevan, like payroll and shift management is connected by the concept of loss of pay. Okay. So you can adopt the payroll module with or without the shift module. What you need to do is you need I mean the we can have a detailed discussion on the shift module. If the shift schedule is changed, and if there are a lot of configuration and cases, so I think we should take it offline. But based on the attendance, if there is a violation from his attendance and leave policy, there will be a loss of pay created. And in the salary slip, we get an option, we get the details of the earnings and deductions and payment days. So we can configure how many working days will be, where we are calculating monthly, all the days, including the weekends and holidays, or we might be calculating actual working days. Okay. Then leave without pay will come, and the absent days will come. So absent days and leave without pay are something we can configure. I mean, they come from the shift. That is how the connection between the shift module and the payroll module is there. And you can adopt the shift module with payroll. In that case, the absent days, leave without pay will automatically come. If you can start by adopting payroll also, only payroll. In that case, you will have to manually put in the details. We can help you with both.
Yeah, I think Chinmay, we can, do the Q&A a bit later
Sure,
after
sure.
the
We'll
presentation.
go ahead. Yeah.
We'll have a dedicated Q&A session, guys.
Sure,
So
sure.
don't worry, all your questions will be solved. But
So
let's
this
out.
was the employee loan management. So when you now I showed the payroll entry. So when you run the payroll entry, a payroll salary slip is created for the all employees. And there are two things that we are creating. We are coming up with a standard salary slip format, which has all the details that a company requires in a standard format. So this comes directly with the India payroll. Another is the TDS calculation. For each salary computation, each employee gets to have a detailed salary calculation in a with all the details mentioned here, right? So this way, there is no confusion with the employee as to how my salary is getting calculated. Okay. So this was the main crux of the loan management and the payroll calculation. Now, moving ahead, payroll corrections and arrear management. Let's say we have run the payroll and everything is completed. For, let's say, employee Vijay, we had marked payroll for 25 days. He was absent for 5, 6 days, and his salary was deducted for those 6 days. Uh, he came after those 6 days in the next month, and he said, "Sir, I have these 5 leaves that were available. I had a certain emergency, and I was not reachable because of the same. And I understand that you have deducted, but would you be able to adjust my leaves with the deduction and not deduct my salary?" Of course, this is a valid use case. We need to pay the employee back whatever adjustment that we want to do. So now there are nuances in this. First nuance is that every month's salary calculation is different. Based on this salary calculation, income tax is different. There is accrual and benefit accrual that is happening. Okay. All these things need to be considered when you are doing the payroll management and payroll correction. So we have worked with the Frappe team, and uh, I mean, I am showing the India payroll version of this. a certain version of this will be available in the HR, Frappe HR also. Uh, so in the India payroll, automatically the earnings deduction and accrual arrears will get calculated, and the amount will be put in here. So you just have to come in, select the employee, select the date, and you will have option to select which month you want to do the loss of pay reversal. Based on this, you will see the working days and the payment days. Then you can do a reversal. Okay. So there was total days without pay of 4 days. I am going to do only 3 day of reversal against the attendance against the leave. So I am putting 3 days over here. So in the next salary slip, those 3 days will be paid as arrears, right? This is the previous. In the next salary slip, the 3 days will be paid as the arrears. You can see the additional salary created over here, and this additional salary is paid out in the upcoming payroll. Okay, so this is payroll correction that we discussed about. Moving ahead. So we have created, certain reports that allow you to, you don't have to go around and collect the data. This is synthetic data, so it's not coming up. But I mean, you can get these details. One such report that we have implemented is the EPF Challan report. So it calculates the EPF contribution that is there, and you can directly download the ECR file from here. And this ECR file directly you can upload on the EPF portal. So this way you do not have to, do any calculation or any thing that is required. Okay. Um, Apart from this, uh, we are working towards Form 16 and more such things. Let me walk you through. So we have right now implemented the core statutory compliances, tax regime management, integration of loan management with the uh, payroll system. The next roadmap that we are looking at is integration with the compliance portals. So, for example, generating a PA, I mean, we are just creating a ECR file. The roadmap is that you should be able to directly upload the PF in the um, government portal. Same goes for PT, TDS. When we upload the TDS, uh, automatically you should be able to generate a Form 16. That's the idea. Apart from that, Aadhaar card linking, Aadhaar card, PAN card linking validation, and such other things are what we are planning to build and are already in the pipeline. We are also looking at implementing proof submissions that is there in the desktop version to be in a mobile friendly fashion, so that employees are able to do it in a regular basis and don't have to come to the employee tax exemption declaration document, which is a little heavy for normal employees. Um, so you can, I mean, this is an open source module. You can directly install and use it.
I think it was one of the detailed webinars that you have taken, Chinmay, as you always do. And so far, all the payroll webinars we have had pulled a lot of interest, which also happened this time. We can see a massive scale of questions. And thank you for taking time to answer all of that. And I hope it was useful to our folks in some way. And we just want to know what you think about it in the feedback form. So we'll see you all in the next session. And thank you so much, Chinmay, for giving us your time.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day, everyone. Take care. We'll meet you in another session.